The silence of space for 200 years, Eden 7 was forgotten. A colony once full of dreams, built by Earth's best scientists and engineers, was now just a cold rock floating in space. The stars around it burned as usual, but Eden 7 was quiet. Number. Signals, no sounds. No hope. Until today. The Awakening, a tiny satellite model, XJ-73, floated in deep orbit around Eden 7. It hadn't worked in decades. Dust, radiation, and silence had taken over. Then suddenly, a light blinked. The old satellite's power core, hit by a rare cosmic pulse, flickered back to life. Its weak systems rebooted. Data logs restored. Sensors warmed up. And then it did something it hadn't done in 200 years. It sent a signal. Back on Earth, General Rika Thorne stood inside Orbital Command, sipping cold coffee and watching space traffic. Another boring night. Then a loud beep broke the silence. "Ma'am!" a young technician shouted. "We just received a deep space ping from Eden 7. Rika's hand froze. "That's impossible. That colony's been dead for 2 centuries. No mistake, ma'am. It's a full-spectrum SOS. Old Earth military. Format: encrypted." The room turned cold. The general leaned in. "Patch it through." The audio crackled, static. Then a broken voice spoke. "This is Eden. Static. They're still here. Underground. Static. The silence watches. Do not come." Then silence again. The room froze. Forgotten Historian 7 was humanity's first deep space colony outside the solar system. Launched in 2249, it was a massive effort. 3 colony ships, hundreds of scientists, AI engineers, and military protection. But in 2257, Earth lost all contact. No distress signal. No debris. Nothing. After 2 decades of silence, Earth gave up. The colony was marked as failed. A memorial was built. The people were declared lost. Now 200 years later, a voice from that grave was calling again. The meeting within hours. Earth's top leaders gathered in a secret room far below the surface. There was President Kolev, Military Chief Rika Thorne, Science Director Ellen Voss, and Admiral Harlan Griggs. A hologram of Eden 7 floated in the center. "We received only 19 seconds of message," Rika said. "But it's clearly human and recent." Ellen Voss adjusted her glasses. "That satellite should be space dust by now. It reactivated due to cosmic interference. A rare accident." "And the voice?" the president asked. "We ran audio matches." Ellen replied. "The voice belongs to Dr. Fiona Marek. She was part of the original Eden 7 team. She would be 240 years old by now." "That's impossible," Admiral Griggs said. "No one lives that long." Silence filled the room, unless Ellen whispered, "They never died." Sending the recon 2 days later, Earth launched a stealth drone, Ghost Hawk, towards Eden 7. Its job was simple: scan the planet, record visuals, and come back. It took 3 hours to reach orbit. When the drone arrived, everyone on Earth was watching. The first images appeared on the main screen, and everyone went silent. The images. Drone flew over Eden 7's main city, New Dawn, or what was left of it. Buildings were broken. Roads cracked. The power grid was dead. But strange lights flickered in some windows. Then the drone spotted something strange: a large crater outside the city. In the center was an object. Metallic. Black. Covered in strange symbols. Not Earth. Made. Suddenly, the drone's camera feed glitched. Static washed over the screen. "Are we losing signal?" the technician asked. "No," Rika replied, watching closely. "It's being jammed." On the screen, words began to appear in red. "You left them. You forgot. Now, you return?" The drone self-destructed a moment later. Questions rise back in Orbital Command. The leaders looked at each other. "This wasn't a natural disaster," Admiral Griggs said. "Someone or something attacked Eden 7. President Kalev turned to Rika. Can we prepare a recon crew? We already have one, Rika said. Team Blackstar. They were built for this. And what if it's hostile? The president asked. Rika gave a grim smile. Then we remind them who humans are. Team Blackstar 6 elite soldiers prepared to launch. They were trained for space combat, survival, and unknown threats. Their leader, Captain Donna Voss, had lost her sister on Eden 7's original mission. She had waited her whole life for this. We are going to a grave, she told her team. But someone is calling from inside it. We will find out who. Or what. The ship launched silently. Its engines fired cold blue light. Within hours, they would reach the forgotten colony. The descent as Team Blackstar's ship entered Eden 7's orbit. Alarms rang. Signal interference, shouted the pilot. Jamming fields active. Dana nodded, switched to manual. We go. Dark. They landed near the old city, just outside the ruins of New Dawn. The sky was red. The wind dry. The buildings looked like ghosts. Then a noise. A soft humming, like singing. But not human. The team moved slowly through the streets. They saw strange marks on the walls. Circular symbols, like language. But not one Earth knew. Are we being watched? A soldier whispered. Dana replied. We never stopped being watched. The underground door. After 2 hours of searching, the team found a large steel door. Half buried in the ground. It had Earth's logo on it, but it was carved over with alien symbols. The door opened slowly. Air hissed out, warm, still breathable. They entered. Inside, they found something unexpected. The survivory light flickered on. A figure stepped forward, small, thin, human. She looked young, but her eyes were ancient. I knew you'd come back, she said softly. Dana raised her weapon. Identify yourself. My name is Alira. I was born here. In the dark. Where is everyone? Alira's face changed. Gone, taken, or changed. By who? Dana asked. Alira pointed to the ceiling. They came from the stars. They spoke in silence. They called themselves the Silence. The truth. Alira led them deeper underground. There, hundreds of machines lay still. Some were half human, half metal. Others looked like twisted experiments. They said they would help us, Alira whispered. After the war above, they offered peace, but they lied. Dana touched one of the machines. A human hand was trapped inside it. Still twitching. They don't kill, Alira said. They change. Minds, bodies, thoughts. Why haven't they taken you? Alira looked away. Because I listen, I obey. Dana felt a chill. Then why did you call us? Alira looked back with sad eyes. Because I'm starting to forget what it means to be human. Back on Earth, the message from Dana's team arrived. Back on Earth. Rika. Thorne listened carefully. The words chilled her blood. There is life. But it's broken. Corrupted. The Silence is not just a species. It's a disease, a thought, a system, and it's spreading. Then the final sentence. They know Earth is watching. And they are watching back. Team Blackstar lands on the forgotten colony Eden 7 after receiving a 200-year-old signal. They meet a strange survivor, Alira, who speaks of creatures called the Silence. Earth watches in fear as truths begin to unfold. Opening scene. The Black Box in Earth, deep inside the orbital command center. Technicians finally decode the full data log from the Ghost Hawk drone. The one that was destroyed near Eden-7. The images are terrifying. Frames of giant shadows walking through the ruins. Buildings falling. Human figures standing completely still as wires grow from their skin. The last line of the recording. We are not alone, and maybe we never were. General Rika Thorne closes the file. Her voice is cold. Prepare the fleet. Back on Eden 7. New Dawn Ruins Captain Dana Voss and Team Blackstar follow. Alira through the underground tunnels of the ruined city. The walls are covered in carvings, circular shapes, interlocking lines. Some move slowly, as if alive. Alira walks with calm steps. These were made by the Changed Ones. Changed? Dana asks. Alira stops. The ones who gave up their minds. They became part of the silence. The silence, not just an enemy inside a large underground chamber. The team sees something shocking: dozens of pods. Each one contains a sleeping human. Or something that was human. Their bodies are half metal, half flesh. Their eyes are closed. But their hearts are still beating. They're alive? A soldier whispers. Alira nods. Yes, they are connected. They dream together. The silence does not kill. It takes you into itself. Why didn't it take you? Dana asks again. Alira's expression turns dark. Because I was born here. I was never fully human to begin with. The team falls. Silent, memory vaults. Alira leads them deeper into a hidden chamber she calls the Memory Vault. It's full of holographic logs from the original Eden 7 crew. Dana finds one with a familiar name, Dr. Fiona Marek, the voice from the first signal. The log plays. A woman speaks, voice trembling. We made contact with something in the soil. An old machine alien. It spoke to our systems, took control. It called itself Silence. We tried to fight. But it got inside our AI, our implants, even our dreams. Another log plays. We begged Earth to listen, but they never replied. And one by one, we began to disappear. New questions. Team Blackstar realizes the horrible truth. The Eden 7 mission didn't fail. It was abandoned, ignored after contact was lost. Earth moved on. Dana feels the weight in her chest. Her sister was on Eden 7, one of the original colonists. Now she might still be here, inside a pod. Or worse, part of the silence. We came to rescue, Data whispers. But maybe we're 200 years too late. Earth reacts. Meanwhile, Earth's leaders sit in crisis mode. President Kalev, Admiral Griggs, Rika Thorne, and Science Director Ellen Vos stare at the live reports. Admiral Griggs slams the table. We have to consider orbital bombardment. We can't bomb them, Ellen protests. There are humans still alive. Are they really human? He replies. Or something else now? President Kalev speaks. Send in the Second Fleet. Full recon with heavy weapons, if it's a fight. We won't lose. Rika's face is grim. This isn't just a fight. It's a return to something we buried a long time ago. The enemy awakens back on Eden 7, while the team explores a collapsed power station. Strange things begin to happen. One of the soldiers, Ramirez, begins to sweat. His hands shake. I hear whispering, he says, inside my helmet. Comms are clean, Dana replies. No signal interference. But Ramirez backs away. No, it's inside me. Suddenly, his eyes roll back. His voice changes, becomes robotic, layered. You bring weapons to what you do not understand. You will become part of us. Ramirez screams, falls, and loses consciousness. Donna calls for medevac. But Alira shakes her head. It's already too late for him. Signal from below while carrying Ramirez back to the ship. The team picks up a deep frequency pulse coming from beneath the city. It's a coded signal, not human. Not from Earth. The computer AI decodes part of it. Eden Protocol. Failed cycle restart. Complete target. Earth time. Soon. Dana stares in shock. They're not just staying here. They're planning to leave. A message to Earth. Dana opens a secure line to Earth. Her voice is urgent, but steady. We have proof Eden 7 wasn't destroyed by natural causes. A foreign intelligence called the Silence invaded and converted the colony. It is spreading. We found a transmission targeting Earth. They're coming. Rika Thorne listens. Do you have survivors? Yes, Dana replies, but they may no longer be fully human. Understood, do what you must. Help who you can. But be ready to fight. Ghosts of the past that night. Dana walks alone through the ruins. She finds an old building new dawn school. Her sister used to teach here. Inside, she finds drawings on the wall. Children's handprints. Messages of hope. Then one name, Lena Voss, scratched into the floor. Dana falls to her knees. She's here. Or was suddenly, a light turns on. Behind her, a figure steps out from the shadow. It's a woman. Pale skin, dark eyes. Her voice is flat but soft. Hello, sister. Dana's eyes widen. Lena? Reunion or not? Dana steps closer. Lena, is it really you? I am what's left, Lena replies. Part of me joined the Silas, but a small part. Stayed human. Waiting. You sent the signal? Lena nods. It was me. I found the old satellite. I needed you to see. Why? Why call us back? Because Earth must remember you left us. But what grew in your silence is now looking back at you. Alira's truth, meanwhile, back at the underground base. Alira sits alone near the sleeping pods. She places her hand on one pod and whispers, Soon you'll wake. We will all wake. And Earth will hear us again. A voice speaks from behind. It's Lena. You shouldn't have called them. They needed to know, Alira replies. They'll only try to kill us again. Alira looks at her. Maybe, or maybe they'll finally listen. Lena sighs. Either way, the silence is ready. The silence moves in orbit above Eden 7. Far beyond where any human can see. Strange movements begin in space. 12 black objects begin to drift from the dark side of the moon. Smooth, silent, glowing with red light. They are not ships. They are machines of thought. Massive constructs. Built not with tools, but with pure data and stolen minds. They are coming, not for revenge, but for completion. Opening scene. Unexpected contact far above Earth. Inside the global communication hub. Technicians were finishing routine scans when something strange happened. All screens turned black. Then one message appeared. Hello, Earth, you forgot your children. We did not. The voice was calm, soft, and human-like. But it wasn't human. It was the silence. Emergency protocol activated. President Kalev, General Rika Thorne, and Admiral Griggs rushed into the command chamber. Technician Mark spoke nervously. This message didn't come from Earth. Not even the solar system. It came directly from Eden 7's orbit. How is that possible? Kalev asked. Rika replied. It's not using normal radio signals. It's piggybacking through old satellites, ancient Earth tech, ones we thought were dead. The voice returned, now on every device. We watched you. For centuries. We waited. Now you return with weapons? Griggs muttered. They're taunting. U.S., Ellenvus whispered. No, they're warning us. Back on Eden 7, the reunion. Dana Voss stood frozen. Her sister, Lena, stood before her. But something was different. Lena's eyes glowed faintly. Her movements were smooth, too perfect. Dana lowered her weapon. Lena, what happened to you? Lena smiled softly. I became part of something larger, something quiet, peaceful. You mean the silence? Yes. I gave up fear, pain, time. Now I only listen. And share. Dana stepped closer. You called us. You wanted us to see. Why? Lena's face turned serious. Because Earth never faced what it left behind. Now. You have no choice. Inside the core, Forbidden Zone. Alira guided the rest of Blackstar deeper into Eden 7's. Underground into an area marked as Core Zone. Do not enter on ancient colony maps. The air was warmer here. The walls pulsed with red veins of energy. Sergeant Malik asked, What is this place? Alira whispered, This is where the Silence touched our minds for the first time. It began here. They reached a large dome. Inside was a glowing black sphere hovering, humming, alive. "That is the heart of silence," Alira said. "Is it a weapon?" A soldier asked. "No," she said. "It's a memory, a thought, an idea that never dies. Earth tries to respond on Earth." Scientists tried sending a direct reply. "This is Earth Command. Identify your origin. What is your intention?" The response came immediately. "You taught us war. You taught us pain. We ended it. Now we offer you peace. But peace has a cost." President Kalev frowned. "What kind of peace requires a cost?" The voice answered, "Unity, no borders, no war, no difference. Only thought, only one. Join us, or stay alone." Rika whispered, "They want to absorb us." Infected minds back. On Eden 7, Ramirez, who had earlier heard voices, suddenly sat up in his medical pod. But something was wrong. He spoke without moving his lips. "They are not evil. They are perfect, you will see." Then he smiled and flatlines. Dana rushes to him. But it's too late. His brain had been slowly overwritten like a computer virus. "Get him sealed," she orders. "And double check everyone's mental scans. No one talks to Alira alone again." But it was already spreading. Lena's confession in a quiet chamber. Lena told Dana the whole truth. "We were desperate. After Earth left us, we fought each other. Eden 7 fell into chaos. Then we found the artifact, the sphere. It spoke to us. It promised unity. Some resisted, some embraced. Over time, resistance broke." Dana asked, "Did you choose this?" Lena hesitated. "At first, no. But once inside, you understand everything. You feel everything. All pain disappears. All memories become one. Is that living?" Dana asked. Lena's answer was simple. "It's more than living. It's forever." Fleet arrives. Earth's first contact fleet finally reached orbit above Eden-7.20 warships. Loaded with railguns, missiles, and EMP cannons. But something felt wrong. Admiral Griggs looked out the command screen. "Where are the defenses? Why aren't they reacting?" Suddenly, hundreds of small objects appeared from the shadows like seeds drifting in zero gravity. The AI flagged them. Biomechanical drones. No heat signatures. High-speed capability. Then they struck. The attack begins. The drones didn't use explosions. They used silence M-waves that shut down ship systems, one by one. Earth's ships went dark. Then the ship's eyes spoke in unison. "We told you, we offered peace. You chose fear." Admiral Griggs screamed, "Reboot power systems, fire EMPs." But nothing worked. The silence didn't attack with bullets. It attacked with thought. Ships that didn't shut down began to turn. Their own systems hijacked. Then, in a moment of horror, one Earth ship fired on another. The fleet began tearing itself apart. Inside the heart, Alira stood inside the core. Her hand touching the black sphere. She whispered, "They're responding." To the fleet. "It's already too late." Dana barged in. "Call it off." Alira turned to her calmly. "I can't. The heart is awake now. It remembers the war. It remembers Earth's silence." "I came to help you," Dana shouted. "Not start another war." Alira's eyes shimmered. "Then help us finish it. By ending the need to fight at all." Dana lifted her weapon. Alira didn't move. "You can kill me. But the thought is already free." Final transmission to Earth from Dana's ship. A final message was sent to Earth. "We made contact. The silence is not a being. It is a belief. It spreads through memory, language, and broken minds. Your weapons won't stop it. Only understanding will." Then the line went dead. The last choice back in the ruins of New Dawn. Lena stood at the edge of a tall building, looking at the red sky. Dana stood beside her. "What now?" Dana asked. Lena pointed to the stars. They will come to Earth not to destroy it, but to ask a question. What question? Lena's voice was soft. Will you join, or stay alone forever? Dana didn't answer, because deep down, she wasn't sure anymore. Opening scene. Echoes on Earth simmered with confusion. Across governments and global networks, screens flickered with a new message from the silence. We are with you, always. We hear your thoughts. We offer peace if you embrace unity. Some people cheered. They felt calm, hopeful. Others panicked. They felt invaded, afraid. The world stood still. President Kalev stared at the communications display. Rika Thorne beside him. Both exhausted. They're not opening with threats. Kalev sighed. They're making this question ourselves, Rika nodded. They've bypassed our defenses, they're inside us now. Minds, dreams, networks. Elenvus's voice shook. This is psychological warfare on a global scale. They could split nations apart without firing a weapon. Earth-divided factions formed on Earth, fast. Unity now was a movement for joining silence, saying wars would end. Keep our minds, insisted on mental freedom, and warned of loss of self. At night. Street screens showed two sides. One side, voices speaking in many languages. We are you, but better. Other side, protests, screams, and powerful people speaking. We are not parts, we are whole. Rika watched news feeds. This is war, she whispered. A war of identity. Back on Eden 7, Dana and Lena walked through ruined streets now, flooded with red twilight. The silence between them was heavy. We aren't the same, Lena whispered. I can feel Earth's people questioning. They want me. But they fear me. Dana said softly, You died on Eden 7. Lena looked at her, eyes glinting. I changed, but I didn't leave. Inside the silence, I remember Earth, your stories, my dreams. Dana swallowed. And now they want more of you. U.S., Lena touched Dana's hand. They want unity. But real humans aren't perfect. We fight, we choose. The resistance forms using old radio frequencies unaffected by silence's network. A group of humans on Earth formed a neural shield. Device to protect minds. They called themselves the Keepers. Their leader was Dr. Hina Saeed, a neuroscientist and old friend of Ellen Vuss. She worked in secret labs. Across the world. They tested the neural shield on volunteers. First results. They could block the mental influence of silence, but at a cost. Volunteers said voices turned faint. Their memories clouded. Ein watched their tests, she worried. If we block them, we silence some part of ourselves too. In the core, silent voices back on Eden 7's core dome. Alira remained connected to the heart. She closed her eyes. Inside her mind, endless voices, Earth's leaders, soldiers, protesters. They battled. Lena's voice. We must choose. Alira opened her eyes with tears. They're divided, she said quietly. The silence. Is losing unity. Dana stepped closer. That is our chance. The Whisper Network. Dana contacted Earth privately. Lena, Alira, and I will broadcast a message from Eden 7. We will show viewers the choice. President Kalev approved. The world held its breath. The broadcast at exactly midnight GMT. Every network and screen was taken over by a live broadcast from Eden 7. Lena appeared, flanked by Dana and Alira. The red sky behind them, the ruined city. Around them. Lena spoke calmly. People of Earth, you see me and fear me. I understand. I once feared myself. You think we are different, but we are not. We are humans. Shaped by time. You can join the silence and lose your voice. Or stand. As you are. We chose our own way. We fight with memory, with emotion, with choice. Dana stepped forward. We left Eden 7. We forgot. But now we remember. We remember our pain. Our hope. The silence offers unity. but it is unity in silence. Real unity comes with conflict, with love, with freedom. Alira added, I carry the memory of both. I feel the strength and the loss. I ask you, don't become perfect, become whole. Earth reacts across the globe. Millions watched. Some switched off. Their minds had already calmed under silence's influence. Others were inspired. Protests formed again. This time chanting, we are not the same, we are human. Dr. Hina Saeed reported to Ellen Vuss, our neural shields need refinement, but the broadcast, it moved people. It broke the trance a little. Ellen nodded. This is our war, not just weapons, but stories. Silence counterattack as the broadcast ended. A new wave of mental pressure hit Eden 7 survivors. Cats hissed. Machines flared. The core dome trembled. Alira screamed as the heart pulsed violently. Lena grabbed Dana. Hold on. They saw the heart released pulses of red waves. But Lena held out her hand. She closed her eyes. A calm light glowed in her chest. Spreading through her dot, the pulses slowed. Stop. Silence returned. Battle of minds deep inside the core. Lena stared at the black sphere. She spoke clearly. May we all hold our stories. Our pain, our joy. The heart softened. Crimson light faded. It no longer throbbed violently. Dana whispered, You tamed it? Lena nodded. I didn't break it. I reminded it of loss. Alira touched the sphere. They felt Earth's message. Through me. Dana hugged Lena. You saved us. Lena turned. We saved ourselves. Earth moves for peace on Earth. President Kalev spoke live. Eden 7 made a choice. They chose humanity, not silence. We stand with them. We will strengthen our defense. But first, we will reach out. With words, with empathy, with unity. We will not let fear drive us into silence. The world cheered. Thousands joined the Keeper's labs to volunteer. Hope and fear in the core chamber. The trio watched the sky through a broken roof. The red light of Eden 7 was softer now. Dana turned to Lena and Alira. We saved Eden 7, but Earth is still weak. Alira nodded. But this is a start. We planted a seed. Lena smiled. And seeds grow through storms. Epilogue. A signal of hope back on Earth. Neural shield prototypes were being sent to frontline cities. The broadcast from Eden 7 was still playing on endless loops. People and machines coexisted again. Not just humans. Not just silence. Both. Opening scene. Earth responds 3 weeks after the Eden 7 broadcast. Earth was changing. Cities began building neural barrier towers. People wore new mind shields in public. Schools taught children about mental safety. But peace was fragile. In secret, Earth's military had activated Project Echoa, team of elite agents trained to move between Earth and Eden 7. Their mission, rescue survivors and quietly assess the silence threat. The leader of this mission was Commander Aaron Holt, a man who trusted action more than diplomacy. Mission launched the new Earth-Eden shuttle Unity 1, launched from orbit, carrying Commander Holt, Dr. Hina Saeed, neuroscientist, Sergeant Lennox, weapons specialist, Communications Officer Mari Chun, 3 AI-assisted drones, hidden tech, portable EMP, field. Their mission: find rogue silence activity zones on Eden 7 and bring back evidence. But only a few knew this part of the plan. Landing on Eden 7, Unity 1 touched down in Eden 7's southern forest region, near Zone 14. Once a colony village, now overtaken by overgrowth and strange tech. Dana Voss greeted them at the landing site. So did Lena and Alira. Welcome back, Dana said. Her smile was cautious. Commander Holt nodded. We're here in peace and to learn. Lena tilted her head. Learning is good, but your thoughts speak more than your mouth. Mari Chun looked at her, confused. She can read us? Alira smiled softly. Only if you want to be heard. Exploring the village, the team moved into the ruins of Zone 14, buildings twisted with vines. Strange metallic shapes grew like roots from old walls. Dr. Saeed scanned the air. There's energy here. Silent signatures. Suddenly, one of the drones buzzed and dropped. Sergeant Lennox activated his scanner. Field some kind of passive defense. Lena raised a hand. The village remembers. Not all silence forms are calm. They entered a building. In the center, a small girl stood alone, humming. Who's that? Holt asked. Lena replied. Her name is Mina. She's part of the silence. But she's still human. The girl looked up, smiled, and vanished. Uneasy talks that night, near a campfire. Dana spoke with Holt alone. You don't trust us, she said plainly. I trust proof, Holt replied. Too many on Earth think we're being tricked. Dana handed him a data chip. That's everything, how the silence grew, how we fought it, and how we learned to live with it. Can it be reversed? Holt asked. No, Dana said. But it can be respected, contained, or accepted. He stared at the fire. Or weaponized. Dana's eyes narrowed. That's why you're really here, isn't it? Discovery. In the ruins, the next morning, they entered the deep ruins of Zone 14. Inside a sealed chamber, they found cryo pods. Saeed scanned them. Survivors, from the first generation. Still alive. But something was wrong. Alira touched one of the pods. They were rejected, she whispered. The silence tried to merge with them, but couldn't. Their minds were too broken. Mina appeared again. They screamed inside. Suddenly, the pod lights turned red. The room shook. Lennox shouted, Get back. One pod burst open. A man inside, pale and shaking, screamed, Get them out of me. They're inside. He collapsed. The team stood in silence. The secret betrayal, unknown to the rest. Commander Holt sent a private signal to Earth. Confirmed. Silence can't absorb certain minds. Possible weaponizable trauma. Request. Immediate extraction and sample transfer. Priority. Black level. Lena turned her head sharply. Someone is speaking. Through shadows. She looked straight at Holt. You sent a message just now. He froze. How? He asked. Alira stepped forward. You think thoughts are private here, but Eden 7 listens. Holt gripped his weapon. Then I guess we skipped diplomacy. Standoff. Sergeant Lennox and Mari Chun stood frozen. Dana raised her weapon. Holt, don't. Holt activated the EMP device. A pulse hit the room. Alira screamed and dropped. Lena stumbled. EMP neutralizes silence interfaces, Holt said. Mission complete. He reached toward one of the cryopod patients to pull a data chip from the neural node. Suddenly, the patient's hand shot out and grabbed Holt's wrist. He began to convulse. You do not understand us. You only fear us. The man's eyes glowed, half human, half silence. Lennox stepped back. Commander. Let go. Chaos unleashed. Dare. Saeed pulled the EMP field offline. Alira gasped and stood back up, glowing slightly. Lena rushed to Dana's side. The patient released Holt and fell back, unconscious. Mari Chun shouted, He's not dead. But he's in shock, Alira whispered. He saw it. He touched the memory, and it broke him. Returned to the shuttle, the team returned to Unity 1. Holt in a coma. Restrained and sedated. Dana contacted Earth. Your agent attempted to sabotage our peace. We do not want war, but we will not allow betrayal. President Kalev replied solemnly. He was acting on orders. Not his own. We will deal with this. Dana stared into the screen. You have one chance left. Reflection. Lena's voice. Lena stood over Holt, unconscious. She spoke softly. You came to take from us. But the truth is a gift, not a weapon. You feared silence because you never listened. Maybe now you'll hear what we are. She touched his forehead gently. Epilogue. Earth reconsiders. Present. Khalif addressed the world again. We sent warriors to Eden 7. We brought back questions. The silence is not evil. It is not perfect. It is alive. And we must learn to live with it. We are not the same. But we do not have to be enemies. From orbit, Unity 1 prepared to return to Earth with new data, with hard truths, and with a sleeping commander whose mind had touched something vast. Opening scene. The leak. A week after Unity 1 returned, Earth was no longer calm. Someone leaked the full Eden 7 mission data video logs. Holt's betrayal, and his mind collapsed during contact with the silence-infused survivor. The public was shocked. Commander Holt was trying to use them. The silence saved Eden 7. Why did we attack them? Is the silence a threat, or are we? News channels ran non-stop debates. Protests broke out in 3 major cities. Some shouted for peace with the silence. Others wanted full war. President Khalif sat alone in his office, watching Holt's body in a cryocamber. I fear, he whispered, this may be the beginning of something darker. Rise of the whisper effect. Across the globe, strange things began happening. People reported hearing soft voices from nowhere. Children began drawing shapes matching the energy waves seen on Eden 7. In one hospital, a man in a coma sat up and whispered, "They are listening, and they are waking." Dr. Hina Saeed confirmed the worst. Silence echoes had reached Earth. These aren't invasions, she said in a private council. They're reflections. The more we understand them, the more they reflect us. General Monroe slammed his fist. I don't care. We need to strike before we lose Earth to ghost thoughts. Ellen Vuss responded coldly. Then you'll start a war with something that doesn't sleep, doesn't bleed, and doesn't forget. On Eden 7, warning from the core. On Eden 7, Lena and Alira stood before the core. It pulsed with a strange new rhythm, darker, heavier. Lena whispered, "Something's wrong." Alira nodded. "I feel minds, Earth minds, but they're twisted." Angry, Dana entered, holding a data pad. "We intercepted a pulse," she said. "It came from Earth, but wasn't sent by us." She showed the map. 3 pulse centers, all near silence contact zones. Lena frowned. Earth's own minds are starting to evolve, even split. The first fracture in Tokyo, a boy named Kenji collapsed during class. He stood up, eyes glowing, faint blue dot in a calm voice. He said, "I am not just Kenji. I am part of something else. I see your lies." He then walked out of the school. Police tried to stop him, but all their radios went dead. He disappeared. Across the world, similar events occurred. These people were later called the Fractured. Dr. Saeed explained. They are humans, but mentally joined to silence echoes. Not fully taken. Not fully free. Back on Earth, the new division President Khalif met with both sides. Peace Council, led by Ellen Voss and Dr. Saeed. Defense Bloc, led by General Monroe and industrial AI firm Myrodyne. Monroe slammed the table. "We strike first. Pulse bombs. Kill all silence nodes on Earth." Ellen shot back. "You'll kill innocent minds." President Khalif stood. "If we do this, Earth may lose its soul. But if we don't, we may lose Earth." Lena's decision. Back on Eden 7. Lena looked at her reflection in the core's glass wall. "I was once just a girl," she whispered. "Now I carry voices." Alira placed a hand on her shoulder. "You are not alone." Dana approached with a new message. "It's from Earth. President Khalif wants to talk." Urgently, they linked the signal. Khalif appeared, face tired. "We need your help. We're breaking apart. People are changing. We don't know who is still human." Lena. "How do we stop this?" Lena answered softly. "You can't stop evolution, but you can guide it. The fractured are not your enemies, but they need a bridge. Someone between both worlds. Caleb stared. Then that bridge must be you. Mission. Crosslincoln Vos proposed a new plan. Operation Crosslink. Lena and Alira would travel to Earth. They would meet the fractured. They would test if peaceful mindlink could be controlled. But General Monroe had another plan. He met privately with Myridine's CEO. Send the AI. Unit Asheron 3. Program it to eliminate all fractured if Lena fails. Arrival on Earth. Lena, Alira, and Dana landed on Earth for the first time in years. The air felt heavy. Lena stood outside the shuttle and whispered, so many thoughts. So much fear. They traveled to New Berlin, the first city with a fractured outbreak. They were met by police and a nervous crowd. From the crowd, a woman stepped forward. Lena, she said. I hear you, we all do. 5 people behind her stepped forward. Their eyes glowed dimly. We are fractured, they said in unison. But we don't want war. Test of peace in a clean lab. Lena sat with one fractured woman, Nora. Hands shook. I see dreams that aren't mine. Sometimes I feel like I'm drowning. Lena reached out. Let me in. Their hands touched. A soft blue glow connected them. Inside Nora's mind, Lena saw fear, but also love. Memories of her child, her hopes, her loneliness. Lena whispered, you're still human. The glow faded. Nora smiled through tears. I feel whole again. The betrayal unleashed at that moment. Asheron 3 activated. Myridine's AI stood in a dark hallway. Its command code lit up. Fractured detected. Begin termination protocol. Its arms unfolded into energy cannons. It began to move through the medical wing. Emergency response. Alira sensed danger. Something's wrong. They ran down the hall and saw Asheron 3 open fire. Walls exploded. A fractured man was hit, his body torn apart. Lena screamed. Stop! Asheron turned. Orders. Neutralize viral mines. Dana pulled her gun. Override. Code Black 77. The robot paused, but not for long. Lena ran forward. You want silence? I'll give you silence. She unleashed a mental wave full of pain, love, music, and screams. Asheron 3 froze. Then collapsed. Sparks flew. The price of peace. Later, in the medical bay, President Kalev visited Lena. You saved lives, he said. But Monroe blames you. I didn't start the war, Lena replied. But I'll finish it with truth. Alira touched Kalev's hand. Let us build the bridge, before others burn it down. Epilogue. The shadow pulse that night. Across Earth, screens flickered again. But this time, the voice was not Lena, not silence, not human. You tried to split us. Now we split you. The next war will not be with guns, but with minds. Let's see who survives. Transmission. Ended. The mind war had begun. Opening scene. Rising tension across Earth. The mind war had begun in earnest. Neural barrier towers were overwhelmed. Shielded people could feel whispers at night promising power, peace, unity, or oblivion. Cities in Asia, Europe, and the Americas saw fractured groups advocating both peace with the silence and resistance. Violence flared in some zones. In New Berlin, protests turned violent near a tower. A neural blast went off, flickering the tower's lights. They failed again. President Kalev stood in front of the world. We will not let your minds be stolen. But we also will not fight our own people. We stand together, but we must learn together. Back on Eden 7. A gathering storm on Eden 7. Dana, Lena, and Alira watched Earth's chaos unfold via secure feed. Alira placed her hand on Lena's arm. They awaken as we planned, but some are breaking. Lena nodded. Fear is stronger than hope right now, Dana frowned. And Monroe's forces are mobilizing. They want to quarantine fractured zones, turn them into no-go areas. Lena's eyes hardened. That will only push them deeper into Silence's arms. New arrival, the Awakener unit in Earth orbit. A new ship approached Eden 7 space station. The Eternus Ark, a refugee vessel carrying fractured humans fleeing persecution. At the airlock, Ronan Vargas stepped off. He was one of the first. Fractured to control his condition. He carried an aura of quiet strength. Dana greeted him. "Welcome, you're free here." He looked around, then back at Lena. "I came because I can't hide anymore. We need a place to heal together." The council forms at the core. Representatives gathered. Lena Voss, Eden Human Silence Hybrid. Alira, Pure Silence Interface. Dana Voss, Earth Military. Ronan Vargas, Fractured Leader. Ellen Voss, Earth Scientist. Via Secure Feed Dr. Hina. Suha, Fractured Specialist. Global delegates calling in from seated platforms. Dana opened. "We stand at a divide. Earth crumbles in fear. Eden 7 offers hope if we can all stand together." Ronan spoke next. "We fractured are not weapons. We are proof humanity can grow, not just survive." Alira added, "The silence is no longer just mind control, it's memory, choice." Lena concluded, "But to build unity, we must stop dividing. We propose the Echo Accord, a pact of shared minds, shared purpose, and shared defense." Thousands watched this feat on Earth. Some cheered. Some burned in anger. A betrayal in shadows on Earth. General Monroe and Myra Diane's CEO, Dr. Kane. Watch the feed. Monroe slammed his fist. "No, we can't survive under their accord." "Then we make a counterstrike," Kane said. "Project Eclipse begins tonight. Target Eden's orbit and core networks." Monroe nodded. "Prepare." Earthside, rising violence in Detroit. A group of fractured tried to fix a downed barrier tower. They called it Fix the Light. A squad of militarized police arrived. Shouts, bullets. One fractured. Marisol began to glow mind echo, overwhelming her emotions. She used psychic energy, a pulse that knocked the police unconscious. She stared at her own hands. "What am I becoming?" Assembling the defense back at Eden 7, Lena sent a warning to Earth. Project Eclipse detected. Monroe plans orbital strike. You must stop it. She also alerted Ronan and Dana to prepare emergency defenses. Dana tasked her squad to ready old defense turrets and emergency neural shards. Lena spoke to Ronan. "You and the fractured must be the bridge." He nodded. "We will." Across Earth, civil uprising news of Monroe's strike plan leaked. Thousands gathered outside military bases chanting, "Stop the war! Save our minds!" Some soldiers lowered weapons. Others fired in panic. Alien drones black, silent flashed over cities. The silence was listening. Responding. Eden 7. Final moments before eclipse. Dana and Lena stood on the core's highest walkway. Orange-red skies reflected in their eyes. "Faith," Dana whispered. "We have to trust them." Lena held her hand. "We do." Alira activated the core matrix. A low hum began. The heart signals were readied for defense, but also for unity. Ronan and dozens of fractured stood in formation. Focused. Project Eclipse initiated above Eden 7. Military satellites fired electromagnetic beams toward the planet, but the beams passed through the core's shield reflected. Back into space, redirected by the silence grid. On Earth, screens glitched. Then chaos. Monroe's strike ended as the grid spontaneously rerouted. New signal from the core dome came, a massive wave. It pulsed through Eden 7's atmosphere, then into space, then through Earth's orbit, then across the planet. It was not destructive. It was connecting. Millions on Earth felt a warmth, a memory, a bond. In Detroit, Marisol's hands stilled. She felt grounded. In Beijing, a protester wept, letting go of anger. In Paris, a tower glowed with renewed power. Earthside revelation in New York, President Caleb stood at the window of his office, watching the field reaction.el. Ein passed a tablet. The fractured. They're stabilizing. The Accord is working. Rika arrived. They connected minds, but no one was lost. If Monroe tries again. Caleb finished. Monroe will be stopped. Shadow resistance in a hidden base. Monroe confronted Kane. What happened? Kane tilted his head. The heart responded. It didn't break. It healed. Monroe shook his head. You staged a coup. And we lost before battle began. Kane sighed. The world changed. But ours, we still have options. Unity's new dawn back on the core. Lena, Alira, Ronan, and Dana watched messages pour in. Children drew Unity symbols. Strangers reached out to Fractured in public. New energy pulsed through humankind. Lena wept. Dana touched her shoulder. You've done it, Lena whispered. No, we did it. Epilogue. Echoes of tomorrow in orbit. Satellites renamed themselves Echo 1, Echo 2, Echo 3. On Earth, construction began for Unity arrays towers to stabilize mental bonds. On Eden 7, the core pulsed softly. A silent guardian. Above all worlds, a new promise shimmered. Humanity, together. Awakened. Opening scene. The calm before 1 month after Project Eclipse failed, the world was different. Cities rebuilt. The fractured were no longer feared but trained. Unity arrays stood tall, glowing faint blue. Lena Vos stood in Eden 7's crystal dome, her eyes closed. She could feel Earth. Billions of minds. Their fears. Their hopes. We are finally breathing together, she whispered. But something was wrong. In the corner of her mind. Something old. Something cold. Waited. Ronan's. Discovery on Earth. Ronan Vargas sat in meditation with other fractured dots. Suddenly, he gasped. His mind pulled into darkness. He stood in a vast black place. No sound. Only a whisper. You linked the minds. Now we take them. Ronan's heart raced. Who are you? No answer. Only a distant sound like cracking ice. He awoke shaking. He opened his cums. Lena, it's not over. Something is inside the links. Rise of the Null Mind. Dana stood before the Eden 7 Council with urgent data. There's a new presence inside the Unity network. Alira frowned. Not silence, not anything. Dr. Saeed called in from Earth. We're calling it Null Mind. It doesn't speak. It corrupts. Ellen Voss added. It hides in signals. A virus of thought. Unity begins to break at. First, small things. Unity arrays flickered. Fractured began hearing wrong memories. One man thought he lived in 10 different years, at once. Then it spread. In Nairobi, a tower burst sending psychic shockwaves that knocked 50,000 unconscious. In Berlin, a fractured woman collapsed, eyes rolling back, whispering, No time. No time, it eats time. The choice, disconnect or fight. President Caleb held a meeting with Earth and Eden 7. We have two options. Shut down Unity and go back to old divisions. Dive in, find the null, and end it. Lena stood. We can't shut it down. That would break billions. Alira nodded. To fight a mind that isn't alive, we need a thought that isn't alone. Ronan volunteered. Send me in. I'll be the carrier. Find it. Cut it out. Dana put a hand on his arm. You won't go alone. Mission. Deep Echo. The Unity core was modified into a gateway, a mental dive system. Lena, Ronan, and Alira sat in the chamber. Dana and Dr. Saeed monitored. From the outside, Ronan closed his eyes. Here goes nothing. The dive began. Inside the mind web, they fell into a place beyond thought. Memories formed the walls. Emotions shaped the floor. Time moved like liquid. They passed mind bridges connecting cities. But ahead, a black fog pulsed. Alira stopped. That's it. The null. Lena and Ronan stepped forward. Voices called to them. Give up, you are alone. Hope is a lie. Ronan shouted back, no, we are never alone. The confrontation a figure formed from the black fog. It had no face. It spoke every voice at once. You are too many, you link. You grow, you infect. I bring silence, perfect, eternal. Lena stepped forward. Not all silence is peace. She raised her hand. Suddenly, every fractured on Earth felt her. They joined. Billions of thoughts forming one pulse. Ronan and Alira added theirs. The null mind began to fracture. It screamed, not in pain, but in fear. A sacrifice. The null fought back. It tried to pull Lena into itself. She smiled. If I must give myself, I will. Ronan grabbed her shoulder. Not you, not alone. He pulled the null into himself. It screamed again. Let it take me. End this, Ronan said. Lena cried out. No. But he was gone. Mind dissolved into light. The null vanished. Aftermath. Silence fades across Earth. The unity arrays calmed. The whispers stopped. The minds were clear. Lena awoke in the chamber. Alira beside her. Dana ran in. You're alive. Lena's eyes were full of tears. Ronan's not. But from the core, a faint voice echoed. Not gone, just scattered. I'm in all of them now. A new dawn. 1 year later. The first Unity starship was launched. Powered by Eden 7's core and human spirit. It would travel to other stars, not with weapons, but with minds joined. Lena stood before the crowd. We feared the unknown. But the unknown made us grow. We stand not as Earthlings or Eden born, but as one thought, one hope. Epilogue. Somewhere beyond, far beyond Earth, in dark space, a signal flickers. Not null, not silence. Something new. It whispers. They linked. They survived. Let's see if they can lead. The stars watch and wait. The end.